Hello. Assuming that you can see and hear me, I'm Reverend Em from Creative Roots Ministry. I'm just whizzing onto my phone just to check we're live on YouTube. And we are. Awesome. So, Sunday. Roots because I knew there was a big gap in the market for something that was needed to share the love, to show the love, to be the love. And there is so much love out there. There is so much love present, and we miss it because the news, the social media, it's reporting so many things that stick in our head through the human negativity bias. We're missing the bigger picture. So I started this for all people, for all places, all planets, so we could come together and just be in total acceptance of who and what and where we are, and just recognize, oh, there is many more of us out there who want to live in peace, who want to live in love, who want to live in harmony. Today, I join you through the right use of the internet, and I am so grateful to join you today. Today is the first time that I'm going pretty much completely like off the top, like through who and where we are in the moment. I've had a beautiful week here at Creative Roots, and we've been establishing the project here, ready to welcome people so we can meet in person, so we can have in-person services all year round and get not just, I mean, I love the internet and right use of the internet, but there is nothing like getting to actually connect with people face to face. And that's what we do here at Creative Roots. We're not just on the internet and not just on social media. So today's theme, if you like, is if not now, when? Something that Deepak Chopra said earlier in the week, and I was like, whoa, I am inspired, because Deepak has a really big point. If not now, when? And I thought about it for a while. I thought this is going to be the Sunday's theme. This is such a powerful question. This question is so empowering, depending on what we do. If not now, when? And we can recognize the now. We can come back to the here and to the now, and we can think, well, actually, this is where we're at right now, and this is what I'd like to achieve. And that is brilliant. So we can, from this moment, we can choose what we want to do to go forward. From this moment, we have so much power. We're not caught in our past. We're not stuck dreaming or in the future. We're right here, right now, in this moment. And right here and right now in this moment is a really exciting place to be. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful for joining you, whatever time it is, according to man, what at the time, the concept. I'm just so joining. You can hear my voice, and I'm sending so much love to you today and every day. So I've got a little story that I wrote down, tiny little story that I thought about when I was thinking Deepak Chopra's message of if not now, when? So just bear with us. I should get my little notebook. So this is a story about everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was an important job to do. Everybody was sure somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job, and everybody thought anyone could do it. But nobody realised that everybody wouldn't do it. And it ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anyone could have done. So right now, right here and right now, there are so many important jobs which could be done by anybody, but everybody is waiting for somebody to do it. And I'm sure you can relate that to something that's going on for you right now. I'm sure you look out into the world and you can see many tasks, many jobs that anyone could do, or just about anyone could do. Anyone with walk past later on the street, and you might think, why has nobody picked that up? And you forget you were more than capable of picking that litter up, you know. And we're going about our daily lives, and we look at the mess, and we might complain about politics and things, but did we vote? You know, have we been actively voting? Have we actively shown up in our community, actively doing things, taking action in a peaceful, non-violent way to promote what we want to see in the world? As Andy said, be the change we wish to see in the world. So when we look at that, we recognize that it takes inspired action, because unless someone's willing to step up and do it, it just doesn't happen. Creative Roots Ministry is here today because I stepped up and I said, there's nothing like that here in Europe. We'd come across some new thought and new age and new whatevers and all sorts of things, and Buddhism and things. But where's the omnist stuff? Where can we access it? So omnist is someone who believes in everything, who likes a little bit of everything, who doesn't want to be stuck or defined by one religion or one belief system. Someone who kind of wants to believe there's something but isn't quite sure what there is, or recognizes that absolutely what is in absolutely everything. So when we recognize that there's something missing, unless we take positive action or inspired action, it just doesn't happen. Creative Roots happened because I took inspired action based on meditation. What's happening, what's best for the highest good for the planet, for the people in the planet. It's not about me, it's what's good for everything. When people are all obsessed about what's the best for me and forget about how it affects the bigger picture, we have all sorts of things going on in the world, and most of the news is based on what people think is best for the highest good according to their belief systems, and that's where we get a bit caught up. So when we come back to ourselves and recognize we are the ones with the power, by taking positive, when I say positive, I don't mean avoid the negative, right? Because the world is about balance. So find the balance. What's the best for everybody in the community? What's the best for everyone in the outside community? What's best from a heartfelt place of love? What's best for the planet? What life do you want to live? The world has got many people in it that complain, and all they get is more to complain about. Take back your mind, because that is where your power is. It's where your power sits, So when we recognize all the energy that we're putting into complaining about what we don't want, we can come back to that question, if not now, when? Waiting for the 1st of January to have a New Year's resolution, great, but is it really helping now? And you're really going to wait? Like, what's wrong with today? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Like, every day I'm waking up and I am so grateful to make it to another day. And it shouldn't have taken a stroke or cancer or anything like that to get me to that point. I guess it did, you know, and it often takes huge traumas, huge life traumas or life events to knock us to a place of contemplation where we actually think, if not now, when? And we start coming back to the now moment and thinking, what can I do today? Maybe I can't do all these big, massive, grandiose things, but what can I do today? What is in my power to do today? What, you know, we can go to a story that it was in the Bible, and I like to do mixtures of stories from all over, you know, and not get caught in one thing. So please, it's the story and the story behind the story, you know. So there was a woman, and she was like, I don't know what to do. I've not got anything, and I'm really struggling, and I'm having a hard time. And excuse me, this lady was told, what have you got in your house? And she thought, she went, I've got some oil. And they said, well, there you go then. What can you do with that oil? So that lady went back to her house and she did something with the oil. And then that turned into quite a lucrative business. It brought an income and it expanded. So what we put our mind into becomes more. You know, everything that we see, the laptop, the computer, the telephone, the fans, the cookers, the at one point, none of this existed. None of this was actually in the world. And someone had this idea and he thought, there's this space and this place where that would really be great. And it wouldn't just be great for me, everybody would really benefit from that, you know? So people invented, or person invented a gas cooker or a light bulb or a way of contacting people. You know, it started off with like smoke signals. Now we just jump on our phone or send an email or write a letter. So there's all these things, if not now, when? When we take a moment to come back to ourselves, we can recognize the resources that we have. You know, I never thought in a million years that I'd be a landowner. But if not now, when? And I started by visualizing. I visualized what it was going to look like, what my heart felt drawn to, what were the skill sets I'd got, how can I improve my skill sets to get any better. And for years, I was doing things thinking, oh, maybe one day I could live with other people and blah, blah, blah. And I was waiting for other people outside of me to do something. I thought I needed something else. Well, the amazing thing is, you have you, and you are so powerful. You are so beautiful. You are so important. And just by showing up as you, you can make you happen in a much more bigger way. And sometimes that way doesn't have to be so noisy. It can be very quiet, you know. I started a human York course and I put it out there for free. I've now got 1,806 students and it's helping the earth. So we take an idea and we take action, inspired action. How can this serve people, you know? When you go out, sometimes that smiling at someone, that just nod, you know? For a long time, I couldn't smile, just nod people like a recognition. And they'd nod back and we'd just carry on about our day. It's so beautiful to just say hi to another human, just to recognize another human being. But if not now, when? Do we have to wait till next year to start checking in or to say hi or to just recognize people out on the street? Or maybe today we could just make a point of nodding, or going to the water fountain or the bins or whatever, taking out the rubbish. And we can say, hey, good day, good morning. And we can start, and it's nice. And that nice puts someone else in a good mood. And then their good mood affects other people. The more that we do to bring ourselves back to ourselves, and just, we don't have to force being nice. Everything else just comes into play. And there won't be things like war. There won't be things like chaos. There won't be things like homelessness, because we'll start recognizing each other as human again. We'll start seeing each other as souls, not roles. I learned so much from the times that I'd been homeless. I learned so much from my life experiences that pushed me into recognizing the true value of life and actually being alive, and the beauty of actually being alive in the present moment. And it took a heck of a lot to get me to that point where I actually recognized it. And now I'm like, wow, I'm proud of how far I've come. But there's nothing special here that you haven't got. You are so capable. You are so capable. You have the resources you need to show up in the world in a way only you can. That's why we have these experiences. It's not, life is not a punishment. Life is not happening to us. Life does not, I mean, it can appear like it is. Yeah, we can be going through life and think, oh man, something else has come this way, something else has come this way, all these different things coming from different directions. And I feel like life is just like, sometimes like in life, I felt like in the Matrix, when all those bullets are being shot at Nemo and he's moving all over. And I felt like that. And I was like, just one more thing and it might get me. And I just had to keep moving, keep busy, of keeping going, keeping going, keeping going, and being alert and aware. We don't have to live like that. And it's a damn good job that we don't. But until we can come back to ourselves and come from a place of clarity, which can seem impossible at times, we forget about this moment. And we're so busy with what we need to do in the future and what happened to us in the past. It's like we've got anchors pulling us back to our past and we're trying to get away from it and it's still holding us down. And we've got this vision of something in the future that's not even here yet. And we're like really worried just in case something might happen. There are ways to get out of these kind of thought processes, because those thought processes are what is keeping us stuck. The thought process is what's stopping us appreciating what's there. And we get every moment, like today's the first day of the rest of our lives. And we don't even have to wait for a new day to start again. Each mistake is another chance to mistake. It's a mistake. So you mistaking things. You just get to take it again. Another chance. Yeah. And so then you've made a mistake. You've gone, okay, so this isn't working. I know that next time I do something, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it in another way, which means there is no wrong. There's just a lot of learning. And believe me, there's a lot of learning. But what do you choose to do? Do you want to choose to live in a society where we're told and controlled and we believe on all sorts of belief systems, the BS, in the world? Or do we take back our power, come to a place of center where we can actually say, well, actually, from this place, I'm no longer in survival, where I'm worrying about everything. I'm back at a peaceful state of being. My nervous system is settled. I'm breathing properly. And from this place, I think clearly. When I'm thinking clearly, the choices that I make are more mindful. So the choices that I make are less likely to screw me over. When I think in a state of panic or fight or flight, or I'm rushing about my day on autopilot and I'm just doing things, doing, I don't think straight and I screw myself up and I think that I'm making the best decision and I'm not. So it's time for a cup of tea. If that's what you need to do, put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, take a moment, breathe. And know that when you come back to yourself, to center, when you come back and just breathe and be in the moment with a cup of tea, things will start slowly dropping into place. And the more we practice that, giving ourselves the moment, allowing ourselves to breathe, allowing ourselves to be, the more it is that everything the rest of the day, because our brain gets used to it. Our brain gets programmed because it's like a massive computer in there. It's amazing, a supercomputer. And our supercomputer is full of data. Now we either let the data run the show, or we take back our mind, become aware of the data, and recognize that right here, right now, this moment, that stuff's not happening. Those belief systems, those stories, they're not happening in this moment. We can have a cup of tea. What is happening in this moment? What are my choices in this moment? How can I move from this moment into just being and make the most responsible choice that I can make that's best, not just for me, but for everybody involved? How can I live from the heart? How can I show up as love today? So this week's affirmation, because I like to have a weekly affirmation for people to remind us, just to jump back in, to remember where we're at, is I have, I can, and I will. Let me explain. I have the resources. Sometimes it's just the thoughts or the education that I'd already had somewhere along the line. To get to this point in your life, you have had many experiences. And those many experiences have taught you a heck of a lot. And there'll be some things, some patterns that maybe you're extra specially good at. You might be an extra specially good chef. You might be an extra specially good builder. We have had an amazing guy rendering this week and doing some amazing stuff with building, Alex, the rendernator. So we have had him this week. He is amazing at what he does and the way that he loves the concrete or the cement or the lime, and he understands it. Another good friend is a good chef, an amazing Italian chef. He loves his food. You can taste the love. That's why we like our nan's food when we've been blessed enough to have a nan and they make cake or cups of tea. It's that love that goes into it, So when we're able to do things with love, we're coming to alignment with our values. We've got that we're just really good at. And when we come into our heart space, we remember what we're good at. We remember what we already have. So I have. You have. And I can. Because you can. And even when you think, well, I can't do the greatest thing, so I couldn't move straight off grid. But I could go and learn about living off grid, and I could watch YouTube videos or films, and I could read books, and I could listen to radio shows, and I could speak to people, and I could do workaways, and I could experience it. There is a million different opportunities for you out there. You can, yeah? So go out there and get some experience. Be a volunteer, show up in community. Go and work with someone who does what you do, only they do it their way and they're really good at that. Go, you can. and skill sharing and learning and growing. And then when you get a lot more confidence, you can move forward. I know a good massage person, a masseur, and she's amazing. She doesn't have the confidence all the time, but it's her thing, you know? And when it's someone's thing, there is nothing that can stop them if they've got the mind in alignment with the heart, So when you've got that heartfelt desire, that inspired action, and you take inspired action, not just to get better, but to practice and to learn, then you're showing up in the world as only you can, and you're able to touch people and change lives. And it changes your life. And this is how you can bring an income. You go from nothing to something. It's absolutely amazing. And the last bit was I will, because we will. You will, I will. When we have that will inside us, we will. We know we will. We're committed. We are saying, I am dedicated to this. I will. I am. I've got my heart on it. I've got my mind on it. Sure, the biggest thing can't happen right now today, this big picture, but I will take a step towards it. I will. It used to be health. I will take a step towards getting a better health and well-being. How will I do that today? What resources have I got? How can I improve what I've got or what I'm doing today? How can it get better than this? Another question, how can it get better than this? So, excuse me. So when we've got that I have, because we have resources and we know we can, and there's millions of different ways of canning, taking action. And then I will means we can go from the thought into doing something. Sometimes that can be writing it down. Sometimes it can be picturing it in our mind. Sometimes it can be doing the meditation. But we want to be in reinforcing the story, I have, I can, I will. Yeah, because I had, and now, and it goes from the thought to the thing. So I went from the thought of one day I'm going to live like this to now living like this. Or one day I want to do whatever. And then I went on to do whatever. And anyone can. And it just takes a little step at a time. You do it gradually. And slowly, as you do it, you'll realize that your awareness is expanding. And what you can do is expanding and growing. And you're serving just by default. You're just showing up as you. How can you do it? How can we change the world? How can we be the change we want to see in the world? By starting with ourselves and looking at how can we expand, how can we grow through things, what are the challenges showing up for us that can help us to grow. So our affirmations, I like to do them 3 times. So we recognize and we've got it imprinted, sown that seed in our head. And then during the week, if we get a chance and we're sat down, we might think, oh, I can't do this, or and you're feeling maybe like a victim of the world, recognize you have the power. You're going to move away from victimhood, and you're going to recognize that you can create the world that you want simply by taking an action. It's not rocket science. It just is. To make anything happen, we have to take inspired action, to be inspired enough to actually get off the butt and do something. Although many things can be done just through sitting on the butt. You can do your visualizations, your meditations, you can do your prayers, whatever floats your boat. You can do it from sat down, hanging upside down if you like, who knows. So the first time we're going to say it together. So we're going to say, I have, I can, I will. Now say it again with me, please. 2 more times. So I have, I can, I will. One last time. I have, I can, and I will. Because don't forget, you really have, you've got so many skills. I've met many people and they've gone, I've got no skills. Of course you have. You might be a really good cleaner. You might be really good with dogs, dog walker, a pet sitter. You might be really good at the garden. You might be a really good mum. There's loads of people out there that want a really good mum. You know, I've got a really good mum. I am blessed, you know. So it's looking at these things. You can, you know, so you have, you can, and you will achieve something. You will achieve great things. And I know this to be true. So now I'm going to do a prayer. Now the prayer is simply, it's an amazing thing, prayer. It's something that's practiced by everything from like, or everyone, like shamans and indigenous peoples, and it's practiced in churches and in mosques and stuff. So prayer is simply our speaking to something that's more than our egoic, conscious, subconscious self. It's a speaking to, a connection with. It's not asking for them to save anything. To my understanding so far, there's a higher power, and it's a feeling, resonating being that it doesn't understand language, it understands frequency, it understands tone, it understands where our heart's at, and it just wants to give you more. So when your heart's at something, it gives you more of the same, which is why moaning people get a lot to moan about. So excuse me. So our prayer today is going to be a little bit different to the usual prayers. So just take a moment just to come back to joining me in the quiet now. We're not going to address anyone or anything in particular. It's the words, it's the voice, it's the language, it's the tone. So it's how we choose the words to what they're being said, to its spelling. Words spell things into being. And it's not magic, it's just the way things are. Resonance. I'm going to begin with gratitude, because I am so grateful that you and me are here today. I'm so grateful for right use of technology. Right use of technology that allows us all to access so many skills. We don't need to go to school. We don't need to go to university. There are so many things out there that enable us to have educating ourselves, learning about real things, real life, from real people who really know, that are really good and experienced. And there's lots of ways of doing it for free and for low price and affordable ways of being. So I'm so grateful that life is affordable and accessible. I am so grateful that we can move through life knowing that we already have resources, we already have skills, we already have ourselves, and ourselves is the most important thing that ever was, that ever will be in our lives. And I'm so grateful for that. And I recognize that this one resonating force, that from no thing, something happens. I recognize this amazing language that as we speak, even through our thoughts, there's something that our body's giving off, this energy, and it's resonating with it. And it's resonating with us, and it's in relationship with us. So we get to receive more of what we're putting our heartfelt energies into. I'm so grateful that there's always more. that there is no limit. There is no limit. There is no restriction. I am so grateful that there's this one thing, and we can live this limitless life of abundance. And I'm so grateful that when we think that otherwise, we can come back to the remembering that there is this one thing, this awareness, this presence, this Shiva, this awareness, this quantum field of being, this life showing up as life through life, that's supporting our very good, our highest and wisest good, that's always there and always giving us more of what we're feeling into. I'm grateful for that choice that we get. I'm so grateful for the choice we get to think, well, actually, we've been thinking of my mind, my heart has been on what I didn't have. And I was sending out that frequency, that feeling tone of lack and limitation. And there is no limitation. And there is no lack. Only that what we put there in our mind. The world isn't happening to me. I'm so grateful that the world is happening for me. I'm so grateful that everything is trying to support me, even when I can't see it. And I'm so grateful that when I know, I know. I'm so grateful I can practice this, because this is one of those things that as we practice it, as we show up in our day, as we start smiling at people, as we start being, we're human beings, not human doings. And as we become more of our being self, I'm so grateful that we receive more. More becomes more becomes more. The universe is infinitely expanding and evolving, and we are too. We are part of this universe. We are part of this quantum field. We are growing and expanding. We began with no thing and not knowing, and today here we are, so many years later, with all this knowing and this expansion. As this comes to my awareness now, that is me, and this is you, and this is we, that as we grow, we're just growing, we're just becoming more and more and more. And it's always where we're putting our heart on, the frequency, the tone. So we are all things, and all things from this no thing, all things become something, because we can. We can. I'm so grateful because we have got all these things. We can do so much, and we are willing. We are saying yes to life. We are saying yes to change. We are saying yes to the world that we want to see. We are saying yes to health. We are saying yes to world peace. We are saying yes to love. We are saying yes. We are willing to live in a world without violence, where we hold ourselves accountable, where we take responsibility for our actions, and we keep showing up as love, and we recognize all the things that we misperceive. Once we've had that cup of tea and we come back to ourselves, we recognize the wonder of life and what's waiting for us, the possibilities, the opportunities, great health, perfect whole and completeness. I claim it for everyone listening today. I claim for us all today that we are receiving total abundance. All we need to take our resources and the things that we have, to recognize what we have and to take it to the next level. And I declare that our willingness, our sacred yes, is just going to take us from right here, right now, this moment, through life as we flow like air and water, with smoothness and ease, as we move through the grace that we have been given that brings us the challenges that we see in our lives today. And we're putting our power and we claim our power, we reclaim our power, and we step into. And we do it from a heartfelt place of love. And I declare that every single person on the planet contains this love and is this love and lives this love. I declare everyone's going to recognize this love. And slowly but surely, as we all come together, little by little, it takes one person at a time to be the change they want to see in the world. I've already witnessed from just being me, it just went on and on and on. And now I know thousands and I know of millions. So I've personally met thousands, and I've recognized that there are millions of people that believe and see the world just like me, a world of love, a world of peace, a world of understanding, a world of compassion, a world where we're able to be who we were meant to be before the world of appearances told us otherwise. Today we clean our eyes, we clean away, we clear the condensation, and we step in to our true self. And from this place of recognizing we were always meant to be more than we ever were up until today, this moment. I am so thankful for that recognizing. I'm so thankful because I realized this truth that we was always meant to be more. And we are always meant to grow, and we were meant to expand. And we are doing that right here, right now, just by listening to these words. And for this, I am so thankful. I'm so thankful for this resonance that's hearing, that's feeling us, that's feeling our hearts, that's creating more, that's bringing in more resources, more opportunities for growth and for being and for expanding and changing the world of appearances, because it's going to be the world. It's already starting. I've been witnessing it. This is the world we're going to be living in, one with peace, one with joy, where people don't have to worry about the food on the table. The food is already there. People don't have to worry because people will give people lifts to places. They don't have to worry about transport. They don't have to worry about the shelter because shelter is already provided. They don't have to worry about money because of the abundance. There is so much that we have to share, from our skills right through to helping pay for bills, helping support each other. I see it in my life today, and I see it in your lives, and I see it in many people's lives. It is coming. It starts small, and as we recognize that gratitude and that being thankful for things, just so much more just happens. It just happens. It just is. I'm so thankful that this is so. So I release these words, all these words that I have said today, that I have shared today, knowing that through that law, that universal language and law, that spelling, I know that we are all receiving right now. We are all growing together through the world, growing through things. There's no going, there's growing through things. And we're all growing, evolving and expanding. And I'm releasing these words into that ever expanding frequency, knowing that straight away, as we speak these words, as I speak these words, as we think these words, they are becoming results. Things are making their way to you right here, right now, this moment. New opportunities, new possibilities. Just keeping drinking that tea and being ready to welcome them as they come in, because that's where I see them. So I'm so thankful, and I'm just so thankful. So I'm sending you all so much love, so much love. and sending the world so much love. Remember, there is no sides in a global world. In a round world, there is no sides, there is no division, there is no borders. One world, one planet, one race, the human race. Souls, not roles, people. So I'm sending so much love to you all. And so it is. And so we are. Ashe. Aho. Amen. So thank you for being present. Remember that during the week, we are on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, so you get lots of inspiration there. Drop us a message. We are here to support you in your growth. You can contact us, you can join us live on Zoom every Sunday morning. You can pop onto live on YouTube. You can drop us a message through Facebook. You can pop in and volunteer or come and take some time out of Creative Roots Portugal to support the ministry and our bigger picture to create that safe space and safe place for people to grow through life, where we can support each other. We are here on Saturdays. We do life visioning classes. It's free. We do accept love donations. You join us on Zoom again. You drop the link tree, click on the link tree thing. You find it on the Facebook or write it into link tree. And you just join us there in the Zoom room. And we help you through the art of Ho'oponopono, which I won't go into right now, but Ho'oponopono, it will bring us back to ourselves. It will clear and help us manage our data. And we're able to then come back to ourselves and we're able to look at what we have, what we can do, and what we're willing to say yes to. It goes on a little bit more than that. It's a little bit more intense, but it helps you review and revise where you're at so that you can be supported in creating the world that you want to see, or the you that you want to see. You know, it helps you with your health, your well-being. It helps you with your housing, everything. Life visioning is such an important process, and you can join me and Ava, who's an Agape licensed spiritual practitioner, on a Saturday. It's 7 o'clock for Portugal and UK, which would be 8 o'clock in like Spain and France and Germany. But that's also, I think, 11 o'clock in the morning if you're somewhere which is called Pacific time in the USA. So don't forget, we are here for you. If you want prayer, if you want to talk, we are here. You are not alone. Reach out. So what else have we got? We're now going to finish today's service with the blessing. So may you be heart-fed and heart-led. May you be inspired and inspiration. And may you be who you were before the world told you who to be. Have a great week, people. I love you lots and sending so much love from here, Creative Roots. Have the most awesome week, the most awesome month, most awesome year, most awesome life. We love you. We are cheering you on. We are your cheerleaders. So may you be happy. Stay. Namaste is in, I honor the light in you that's also in you. Let's be love people, being that change we wish to see in the world.